Pues vamos a pasar a nuestra siguiente. The next presentation is Rudy Aguilar, the Belize Botanical Gardens. So thank you, Rudy, for coming.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rudy Aguilar. I've been with Belize Botanic Gardens for the past 18 years. Now, for those who don't know where Belize is, I'm not going to go in depth, but Belize is in Central America. It borders Guatemala and Mexico, and we are right near the Caribbean Sea as well. Right. Now, Belize Botanic Garden is located in the Cayo district of Belize in the San Ignacio area. Today, I'm presenting on a project that we are currently working on. It's a 2-year project, and it's a Darwin innovation project, along with the University of Edinburgh and the Royal Botanic Gardens of Edinburgh as well. We have teamed up last year and started this agro-forestry project. Now, the way this project came about was a small project we had last 2 years that was called Gardens to Go. And Gardens to Go came about because of COVID-19. One of the biggest industries in Belize is the tourism industry. And during COVID, the entire country was on lockdown. We had strict, what do you call it, the hours. So no one was allowed out unless you were working with plants. So we could go work every day. And people started calling us because, you know, the ones that were in the tourism industry didn't have a way to make a living. So they started calling us, asking us about plant information, how to grow this, how to grow that, in order for them to have something to feed on or to grow for their families. So we started a project with the help of Stanley Smith Horticultural Trust Fund called Gardens to Go, where we would take and establish a backyard bed, a small backyard garden. We chose 15 families within the surrounding communities of the Belize Botanic Gardens, and we chose 15 families, and we established a backyard garden for each of those families. Now, it was a big success. We had our champion grower age 10. So what he did was we gave him the training, we gave him seeds, we gave him fertilizer, and this goes for all the 15 families. And then we went and helped them install the bed at their place. And we would go periodically to visit and see how their garden was doing. For some of the families, 3 of them actually lived near the Mopan River. And months later, there was a huge flood and their bed got washed away. We went back again and installed this bed for them. But our champion grower was a 10-year-old from the Sakots village who turned from that one bed we gave him, provided for him, he turned his entire house lot into food. So he grew okras, pumpkin, bananas, papaya. He had tomatoes, cabbage, lettuce, all in his entire house lot. And he got his grandpa, his grandma, his entire family, brothers, sisters, mother, father, into helping him. So we thought, how could we make this bigger? And we focused our attention on a conservation area that is called the Vaca Forest Reserve. Now, the idea of this agroforestry project is to mimic that Gardens to Go, is to take an acre or 2, we are looking at maximum 2 acres, and turn it into food. All right. We also found a way to incorporate timber trees. We have at least 2 that I know of, timber trees that are an endangered species or national tree Swetenia macrophylla, the mahogany, and Bagtex pomeri, fiddlewood, are common trees in Belize, especially in our rainforest, and are an endangered species of plant. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to donate or give these plants to these farmers and establish all these agroforestry, but pushing plants that are native to Belize and also endangered species of plants. So we aim to take this Gardens to Go project a little bit bigger. Okay. Now, what the target area? What area we focus on? Getting these farmers, we focus on a Vaca Forest Reserve. Now, Vaca Forest Reserve is 15,000 hectares of reserve land located right close, about, I would say, about half an hour drive from Belize Botanic Garden. So it borders a few communities, the Benque Viejo town, which borders Guatemala, Sakotz village, which is the village right close to Benque Viejo, and Cala Creek. Now, Cala Creek village is the village farthest from the Vaca Forest Reserve area. Now, the photo that you're looking at, these are farms bordering, the one in the top is our farm that is the one in the bottom is within. The reason why we looked at that area is because we knew that there were farmers cutting down or clearing in the Vaca Reserve area and planting their food. So we wanted to go into that area and kind of raise awareness of this slash and burn practice that they do. All right. Slash and burn is basically going into an area, cutting down all the trees, and then burning it. This practice causes a lot of forest fires in our country. What we plan to do with this project was to basically establish 4 teaching plots. And we decided that the location for these 4 agroforestry teaching plots would be one in Belize Botanic Gardens, because there's a lot of tourism, there are a lot of schools that visit our garden. And in order for us to change this practice, we need to focus with the little ones. The other plot that we're going to establish is in the Vaca Forest Reserve. When we were trying to figure out the area, we found out that there is a organization working in the area called Friends for Conservation and Development, very popular pro-conservation organization in Belize. Now, we contact Friends for Conservation and Development, and they were in the process of establishing an agroforestry. So we teamed up, all right? And inside their property is where we established the agroforestry, and the bottom part is property of Friends for Conservation and Development. And the reason why it got that way was because there was somebody that went into the area, clear-cut the area, and burnt it, slash and burn, and decided to squat on the area, plant. And before he could start planting, Friends for Conservation and Development noticed, and they kicked him out. But that is what they were left with. All right. Another organization we work with is the Mopan Technical High School. We thought the secondary level of education in Belize needs to have a demonstration plot so that the teacher could teach this from a very, very early age. And we also teamed up with the university, Galen University. It's one of the newest universities in Belize, and it's open to working with us and teaching agroforestry. So we decided that we would definitely work along with them as well. And 2, they have the space to do it. So what did we do? Or how did we all started? We started with interviews. We started interviewing the farmers. we started interviewing people in the area. We started interviewing the organizations that were going to be participating in this project. Now, in order for us to give the farmers or to donate a farmer an agroforestry plot, we need to find out a little bit more about does the farmer have enough land? Does the land belong to the farmer? So we actually did individual visits to these farmers' plots. I had very interesting trips. We thought that we would visit at least 4 farmers a day. It turned out we only could do 1 a day because of the distance. And then what would happen is the access road would be pretty bad in some areas. So we would drive, and then I thought I'm at the farm. The farmer would say, just a little walk. We go for 3 miles and the walk doesn't finish. Then we come on top of this mountain, and up there he has his farm. And he said, don't worry, I will take all the plants that you give me and put it here myself. You don't have to help me. Yeah, so situations like that, scenarios like that slow down our interviews a lot. All right. Another thing that we did is we expanded our nursery because we needed to host all these plants that we were going to give away to the farmers. So we did an expansion on our nursery. We have a horse at the garden. Somebody donated a horse to us. She's 34 years old, and she kept eating all our cuttings and plants that we were going to donate to the farmers. So we had to officially just seal off all the nursery area. We started doing meetings with the farmers, meetings with the stakeholders and decide who is doing what. So Galen University offered to do seed collections with us. Mopan Technical High School offered to do interviews with the farmers with us. And so we went and got it done. Seed collection was done pretty well with Galen University. We did within the Botanic Gardens. We have 45 acres and 35 reserve forests. So we have 35, 45, 80 acres of land we could get seeds from. We asked permission to Char Creek Jungle Lodge, which is a lodge near us that has about 50 acres of land, of forest. We went in there and collected seeds from them. And similar we did with Black Rock Lodge. So these lodges are open and supporting to the idea. We then went and did horticulture training programs to the farmers that we thought would be candidates for this project. Now, we were targeting, like I said, we are targeting 15 farmers. We have 18 farmers that more or less we think qualify. Now, we did training for 30 farmers. We posted it up on Facebook, but did nothing else. 20 minutes later, those 30 slots were filled. Free training, organic growing plants, organic way of farming. Everybody wants to learn about it, all right? So we went and did those training. We taught organic fertilizers, ways of propagation, grafting, budding, air layer. We taught pruning, prepare soil mixes, all that, organic pest control. And we started doing installations recently. We did the installation of Galen University and also the Friends for Conservation and Development plot we installed not too long ago. I don't have much time. So this is the Galen team. When I saw them come out, it was about 30 of them. And I thought, man, we're gonna finish this in 20 minutes. And half an hour into the sun was hot that day. Like 20 of them left. And then the rest left and left us with 1 person. So we finished install just 4 of us. This is the plot, Belize Botanic Garden plot. Now, the one at Belize Botanic Garden was already started about 20 years ago, but was left unfinished. So we decided that we would go ahead and just finish that one. So ours already has canopy. This is the FCD, or Friends for Conservation and Development plot. If you notice, it's clean. And most of the farmers we visited look similar to that. So what we are doing, we have 2 years. What we're doing is basically just doing the cover structure, starting off the cover structure. Agroforestry takes years to master and develop, so we definitely can't do it in 2 years. Upcoming events, we have to finish interviews with farmers. We have to contact 15 families for another Go of Gardens to Grow project. We have to install the 15 agroforestry for the 15 farmers or the 15 families. And then we also have a cookbook. So with the plants that we are giving to the farmers, we will develop a cookbook and show them how to use these plants. All right. We also have a garden show entire season coming up on agroforestry setup. That is it for me. Thank
you. Any questions for Rudy?
Will the garden show be available online when it comes out to be shared with the network?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna share the garden show with the entire country. We're gonna hear it in all the local TV stations. But as far as I know, that's what we're doing. I would still, I manage the gardens, but the director has to decide whether we share with the others or not. Unfortunately, the director couldn't make it. She was scheduled to come with me. Unfortunately, she couldn't. But I'll pass on all the information and then get back to you guys.
Thank you. I don't know if there is any other questions. If no, we are going to the next presentation. Questions. Thank you, Rudy.